Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet these cute little baby sandals. So these sandals can be made in a number of different sizes, and for all of the information on how to make the different sizes, please see the description box below. So thank you very much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So to begin your shoes, you want to start off by making a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, take your yarn and take your finger and wrap the yarn around your finger once and then twice. Then take the first loop and pull it over the second loop, and then take the second loop and pull it all the way over your finger. You then want to take your crochet hook, so take your hook, go in through this space and pull tight. And there you have a slip knot. So once you have your slip knot, we are now going to make our foundation chain. And for our foundation chain, we are going to chain 9. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And now we are ready to move on to round 1 of our shoes. So we are now on to round 1, and to begin this round we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the third chain from the hook. So here is the first chain from the hook. Here is the second chain and the third chain, and into this one we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So to do a half double crochet, yarn over and go into the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So there we have 1 half double crochet. So now we need to go back down into this same chain again and work a second one. So yarn over, go into the chain and do a second half double crochet, like that. And now we are going to do 1 half double crochet into each of the next 5 chains. So yarn over and go into the next chain and do 1 half double crochet, then do 1 into the next one as well, and do this 3 more times or 5 times in total. So I have just finished working those 5 half double crochets, and you should find that you have 1 chain left at the very end. So here is our slip knot and here is our very last chain. And into this chain we are going to do 6 half double crochets. So 6 all into this chain at the very end. So go into the chain and do 1 half double crochet, and then go down into the same one again for a second time. So there we have 2, then do a third one, then a fourth, and keep doing this until you have 6. So there I have worked 6 half double crochets all into that chain at the end. And now for the rest of round 1, we are going to start working up along the opposite side of our foundation chain. So far we have done our slip knot, then we did our foundation chain up, then we worked half double crochets down, and then when we worked 6 half double crochets into this chain at the end, we actually turned the corner. And now we can begin working in the opposite side of our foundation chain. And we're going to start off by working 5 half double crochets, or 1 half double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So we're going to go into the very first stitch here. So this is the first one. So we're going into the opposite side of the foundation chain and work 1 half double crochet, and then work a second one, so 1 into the next stitch, and keep doing this all the way along until you have 5. So I'm going to do a third one, then a fourth, and finally a fifth. So 5 half double crochets. So once you have done those half double crochets, you should find that you have 1 chain left to work into at the very end here. And into this chain we're going to do 3 half double crochets. So this chain here at the end is actually the 3rd chain from the hook that we started working in at the very beginning of the round. So we worked 2 half double crochets into this chain at the beginning. So you can see 1 and 2. And then the chain 2 that we skipped when we worked into the 3rd chain from the hook, so that would be the 1st and 2nd chain from the hook, count as 1 half double crochet. So at the moment we technically have 3 half double crochets into this last chain, and we're going to go into it now at the end of the round and work 3 more into the chain, and then we will have 6 at this end, just like we have 6 down here. So yarn over and go into the chain and do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2 and 3, like that. And now to finish this round, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the top of the chain 2 that we skipped at the very beginning, and we're going to work a slip stitch. So here is the top of the chain 2, and if you are not sure which stitch to go into, then you can count back 22 stitches. So count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And that will take you to the very first stitch of the round and the stitch that you need to work a slip stitch into. So go into that stitch and insert your hook into the top. So insert your hook into the top of that stitch, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So work a slip stitch. So there we have finished round 1, and we are ready to move on to round 2. So we are now on to round 2, and to begin this round you want to chain 1, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So to begin this round we're going to start off by working 3 sets of 2 double crochets into each stitch. So into each of the next 3 stitches we're going to do 2 double crochets. So yarn over and go down into this very first stitch here. So this is the stitch that our chain 1 comes out of. Go down into this one, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops on your hook. So there we have 1 double crochet. So now yarn over, go down into the same stitch again for a second time and work a second double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets into that first stitch. So now yarn over and go into the next stitch here. So go into the next one and do 2 double crochets both into this stitch. Like that. And then do 2 double crochets into the 3rd one along. So there we have done 3 sets of 2 double crochets into each stitch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go into the first stitch and do 1 double crochet, then do 1 into the next, and do this 3 more times, or 5 in total. So like that, so there I have my 5 double crochets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 double crochets into each of the next 6 stitches. So 6 sets of 2 double crochets. So go into the first stitch and do 1 double crochet, and then yarn over, go back down into the same stitch for a second time and do a second one. So there we have 1 set, so we need to do 5 more. So do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. So there's 2 sets, and do this until you have 6. So I have finished working those 6 sets, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 double crochets. So 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So go into the first stitch and work your very first one, then do 1 into the next, and keep doing this until you have 5. So there I have those 5 double crochets, and now to finish off round 2, we're going to end by doing 3 sets of 2 double crochets. So do 2 double crochets into each of the next 3 stitches. So go into the first stitch and do 2 double crochets both into this one. So there's 1 set, then do 2 into the next one, so there's a second set, and then finish off by doing a third set of 2 double crochets both into this stitch. And there we have come to the end of round 2. So now the last thing that we need to do is we're going to work a slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet that you worked. So here is the first double crochet, and if you're not sure which stitch to go into, then you can count back 34 stitches. So count back 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way round to 34, and that will take you to the stitch that you need to do a slip stitch into. So go into this stitch here, so the first double crochet, and yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So there we have finished the sole of our shoe. We have our little sole, and now you can fasten off. So pull your yarn out and your hook and cut your yarn. So cut your yarn, leaving a tail to weave in or work over later. So I'm going to leave a little end like this and pull it through. And now we are ready to move on to the upper part of our baby shoes. So we are now on to round 1 of the upper part of our shoes. And to start this round, we need to begin by attaching our new yarn or our new colour to the sole of our shoe. So to the sole that we have just made. So what you want to do is you want to find this stitch here. So if you look at our sole closely, last round, so the last round we just did, round 2, we did 3 sets of 2 double crochets into each stitch to begin. We then did 5 double crochets. Then we did 6 sets of 2 double crochets into each stitch. So here is my last set of 2 double crochets, so the 6th set. And you want to go to the next stitch, so the one straight after that 6th set of 2 double crochets. So this stitch is the first one of the set of 5 double crochets towards the end of the round. So here is my 6th set of 2 double crochets at the end, and then here we have the next double crochet after that, and we are going to attach our new yarn into this stitch. So what you want to do is you want to insert your hook into this stitch, but we are just going to go into the front loop of the stitch. So if you look at our stitches, each one has a front loop and a back loop. So we have a front loop here and a back loop, a front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop. And usually when we crochet, we go through both of these loops. So we insert our hook through both the front and back loops. But for this round, for round 1 of the upper part of the shoes, we're just going to work through the front loop of each stitch. So just through this loop here at the front. So you want to go to this stitch here. So this is the one straight after the last set of 2 double crochets from last round. So go to the stitch, insert your hook into the front loop and the front loop only, like that. Then take your new yarn, so I'm going with a light blue colour, place this over the end of your hook and pull it through, and you can then chain 1. So chain 1. So there we have attached our new yarn to the sole of our shoes, and we are ready to begin round 1 of the upper part. So we are now on to round 1, and to begin this round we are going to work a stitch called 2 double crochets together. So when we do 2 double crochets together, we are doing 2 double crochets, 1 into each stitch, but we are not going to complete either of them, and then we're going to complete them both together at the same time. So we are effectively turning 2 stitches into 1. So we have attached our yarn into this first stitch here, just going into the front loop, and we have chained 1. So now you want to yarn over and go back down into this stitch. So this is the same stitch that you just attached your yarn into, and remember we are just going into the front loop. You then want to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there we have started 1 double crochet, but usually we would yarn over and pull through these 2 loops here to complete the stitch or complete the double crochet, but we are not going to do that. We're going to move on to the next one, the next double crochet. So yarn over and go into the next stitch here. So go into the next one, and remember we are just going into the front loop only. So the front one, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there we have 2 incomplete double crochets, and you should have 3 loops on your hook, and you now want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And there we have done 2 double crochets together, and we have turned 2 stitches into 1. So now we are going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 20 stitches. So 20 double crochets. So yarn over and go into the next stitch, and remember just go into the front loop and work 1 double crochet. Then go into the next stitch, the front loop only, and do a second one. Then do a third one, a third double crochet in the front loop, and do this until you have 20. So I have finished working those 20 double crochets, and this is what you should have. And now to finish off this round, to finish off round 1 of the upper part of the shoe, we are going to work a last set of 2 double crochets together. So just like we did at the very start of the round, we're going to finish off by doing the same thing. So yarn over and go into the first stitch into the front loop and work 1 double crochet, but do not complete the double crochet. Stop right before this last step at the end here and move on to the next one. So yarn over, go into the next stitch and do a second double crochet, but do not complete this one either. And then you should yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook to complete the stitch. So there we have done 2 double crochets together, 20 double crochets and then 2 double crochets together, and you should find that you start and finish the round at the same part of the shoe. So this should be even here. So you should, if you fold it in half, it all should line up. And you should have 10 stitches at the front here which have not been worked into. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you should have 10 and I do. So we are now ready to move on to round 2. So we are now on to round 2. And to begin this round you want to chain 1 and turn. And this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now this round is very similar to last round. We're going to start off by doing 2 double crochets together. But in this round and all of the other rounds of our shoes, we are going to go back into working through both loops of each stitch. So we were just working into the front loop of each stitch last round, but in this round and the rest of the rounds of the shoe, we're going back to working through both the front and the back loops of each stitch. So we're going to start off by working 2 double crochets together. So yarn over and go down into this very first stitch here, as our chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So go down into this first one and we're going through both the front and back loops as normal and work 1 incomplete double crochet like that, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch, and again remember to go through both the front and back loop and work a second incomplete double crochet, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So there we have done 2 double crochets together, and now we are going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 18 stitches. So we're doing double crochets all the way around 18 times, and you should find that you stop 2 stitches from the end. So go into the first stitch and do a double crochet, then go into the next stitch and do 1 double crochet, and do this 18 times. So I have finished doing those 18 double crochets, and you should find that you have 2 stitches left at the very end here. So the chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so we just have 2 proper stitches left. And we're going to finish off by doing a final set of 2 double crochets together. So yarn over, go into the first stitch and work an incomplete double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, work a second incomplete double crochet, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So there we have finished that round, round 2, and we're ready to move on to round 3. So to begin round 3, you want to chain 1 and turn, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now this round is very similar to the last 2 rounds. We're going to begin by doing 2 double crochets together. So go into the first stitch and do 1 incomplete double crochet. Then go into the next stitch and do an incomplete double crochet. And then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So there we have done 2 double crochets together. And now we are going to do 16 double crochets. So 1 double crochet into each of the next 16 stitches. So do 1 into the first stitch, 1 into the next, and do this 16 times. So there I have those 16 double crochets, and now to finish off round 3, we're going to do a last set of 2 double crochets together. So 2 double crochets together into these last 2 stitches at the end, like that. So now you can fasten off, so pull your yarn out and your hook and cut your yarn. So I'm going to pull it out like this and then cut your yarn, leaving an end to weave in later. And now we are ready to move on to the border and the straps of our shoes. So we are now moving on to the border and straps of our little baby shoes. So we are going to do this section which goes around the bottom all the way around the top and also makes the strap. So to start off, you want to take your shoe like this and kind of turn it over so that you have the sole of the shoe. So we have our shoe face the right way around here with the sides like this, and you want to turn it over so you get to the sole. And then you want to go into one of these stitches along the bottom here. So I would say maybe this one, the second one in. So insert your hook into this stitch, so through the stitch, through both loops. Then take your yarn, and I am going with the same colour that I did the sole with. Place it over your hook and pull it through. And now what we're going to do is we are going to do slip stitches all the way around. So 1 slip stitch into each stitch for the border. So go into the next stitch and work a slip stitch. Then go into the next stitch here and do a slip stitch. Then go into the next stitch and do a slip stitch, and do this all the way around. So do 1 slip stitch into each stitch, and up the sides here we are going into the side of stitches. So just work slip stitches evenly, so say 1 or 2 into the side of each stitch, and you can see this is creating our little border. So now when you get to the top here, so the top of the side of your shoe, you want to add your strap. So if you look at the shoes, the left shoe and the right shoe, the straps are on the opposite sides. So with the left one here, the strap comes from the inside out, and then with this one, it is on the opposite side. So when you make your border, the straps are worked in the exact same way, it's just they're worked on opposite sides. So when you have your 2 shoes, you want to make sure that you work one of the straps on this side here, and that you work the other strap of the other shoe on the opposite side. So they're worked at the very top of the sides here, but it's just that one will be worked on this side in this corner, and then one will be worked on the other side in this corner. So I'm going to say that this shoe I am doing here is the right shoe, so it is this one. So the strap is going to start in this corner here, but if I was doing a left shoe, then I would work all the way around, work slip stitches all the way around, and then work my strap when I came to this side. So once you get to the very top, you want to chain 11. So I have worked my slip stitches all the way up the side, and I am just about to begin working along the top. So now is the time to do the strap. So for these ones, I chained 11. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. But if you are using a bigger button, you may want to chain more, so you can chain 12, 13, 14, it's up to you. And also if your baby has a bigger foot, then you may want to chain more or you may want to chain less if they have a smaller foot. But for these shoes here, I chained 11 and that seemed about right. And the shoes do have a little bit of stretch to them, so you don't have to be too precise. They should fit most sizes. So we have chained 11 and then you want to just go into the next stitch and work a slip stitch like that. And then just continue with your slip stitch border all the way around. So just work slip stitches all the way around the top of the shoe. So there you can see we have added our little strap, and this is the right shoe, but if you were doing the left shoe, you would go all the way around with your slip stitches and then work your strap on the opposite side. So continue this all the way around. So I'm just coming to the end of my border, so I have done slip stitches all the way around. And then you want to go down into the very first stitch that you started off in, work a final slip stitch, and then fasten off. So pull your yarn out and your hook and cut your yarn. And then you want to weave all of your ends into the inside of your shoes. So using a yarn needle, weave them all in nice and securely. And then you can attach a button on the opposite side of your shoe from the strap. So attach a button up here and we have finished. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. And I also have a Twitter account which I will leave a link to in the description box below this video. So if you would like to go and follow me on there, I always post updates and pictures of what tutorials I'm doing next. And I would also love to see photos of your crochet work. So if you do make some of these little baby shoes, it would be great to see a photo of them on Twitter. And I have also made some of my most popular patterns available as written patterns. So I will have a link to where you can find them in the description box below this video. So thanks again for watching. Bye!